The theme of this game is attacking the king that has lost the right to castle. So game begins with e4, this right here, and they're going to go pawn to c5. All right, so we're going to go like this. Pawn to g3 would be the move knight to f3, followed by pawn to d4. The Lasker Dunn attack. How about that? The move pawn to g6. We go here. Bishop to g7, knight into e2, and then we're going to go knight c6, pawn c3, aiming to play d4 on the next move. And then his opponent makes a mistake. He goes knight to a3. Now we're going to go pawn to d5, striking right away in the center. And after takes, we go knight takes, knight to c2. So we're just going to get castled. And then after this, they're going to go pawn to d4. Okay, after this, he's going to go bishop to g4. And then after this, they go pawn to f3. And now we go back to f5. Now we go knight to e3. And now this is the hardest question I've asked you so far by a good margin. What do you think is the best move here for black? Queen a5 check is indeed the answer. You don't want to just do a spite check for no reason. If they can just kick it away and then you have to retreat, that's no good. Now I can't castle. I got to go up here to f2. D to b4, and he's going to take the bishop, and so we're going to take back with the queen. Okay, so after pawn to g4, knight to d3 check, then he's going to go king to g3. What's black's best move now? Your queen's being attacked. Queen is defending d3. This queen's pressuring d3. How do you save the day? So bishop to e5 is a common suggestion I've heard in this position before. It doesn't actually work here. The answer is actually knight takes d4, which sets up a beautiful mating net. Check this out. They're going to take the queen. Now we go like this. Now we have the knight and this other knight. But is that it? No. We actually have more than that. We have these pawns and the bishop, which all get involved in this queen sacrifice. After this, they go king to g4. So now we go pawn to h5. He has to go back like so. And now we can do here for checkmate. Game over. There was one other variation there. I think there's this one. What do we do here? Bishop to g6 is exactly correct. We go like this and it's checkmate. So again, the theme is attacking the king that's lost the right to castle. You want to get your king safe and snug. If that doesn't happen, then your king's going to be in danger. Okay, game number 2 right here. Here we go. They're going to go like this. Pawn to e4, pawn e5. Again, this game was played in 1890, so quite a long time ago. Bishop to c5. And what are some good possible moves here for white? So castles is one, good. c3, good. So we have c3, castles. Pawn to c3 is actually the main move right here. Number 4, pawn to b4. So after this, he's going to go bishop back to c5, pawn to d4, kapow. After this, here takes, and now we're going to go castle. They go like this, and now we're going to bring out the knight to c3, and then we see pawn to e5, kapow. All right, after pawn takes, he's going to do this right away. After this, knight comes here, and now what would you play here? We're going to go knight to g5. If instead he had castled like this, which would bring another defender onto f7, what should white do here? What's much stronger is if you go queen to h5, and again, you bring in a couple of attackers. So instead, black goes, all right, well, desperate times, desperate measures. Let's go here, bishop to e6. We're going to take with the bishop because we want the knight right here. The knight is going to be better than the bishop because it's attacking the queen and the pawn, right? After this, now they're going to go queen to d6, and we go here and say check, and now king to f8. And how would you continue the attack here? Queen to g4 is exactly right. Good job. So we go like this, and now we're protecting here. All right, bishop takes d4. Black is counterattacking. Knight to e4 and say, you want my rook? You could take it. I'm taking your queen. Black goes, all right, well, that sounds like a bad plan. Queen to b4, and now we got both of these guys now on pre. This is under pressure. Turn into a bit of a wild situation here. What should we do here? Knight to e6 check. Now they're going to move the king over. So we have definitely a biting attack happening, and we got these guys all working together. You want to go like this? Knight to f6 check, king to f7. He scooches back this way, but he does the fanciest of the bunch. He goes bishop to a3. He's doing a counterattack on the queen, and then also involving this rook to protect right here. But isn't there a huge problem? Can't you just like take the bishop? So we bought ourselves a little bit of time. Queen is no longer threatening mate right here, but we gave up a bishop. How do we finish the job? You go like this, queen to e6, threatening checkmate, and then they go like so, and then we have a really pretty checkmate in 2 moves. Game over in just 2 more moves. How do you do it? Queen to f7 check, seemingly hanging the queen, but after this, now we have this beautiful looking checkmate with the 2 knights going swink, swink, like this right here. Our knights perfectly cover all of these squares, and so that combined with the fact that black's own knights are kind of blockading these squares makes for a very pretty little checkmate. Okay, this position is a bit grotesque, not gonna lie. This king is definitely not castled. It's towards the center. It's weak. We got a bit of a mating net happening with our queen and pawns and knights and all that good stuff. How do we finish him off? Checkmate in 5 moves. How do you do it? Okay, nice. F4 check. Knight takes. And then queen to F2 check. Okay, he does go here. Good job. That's it. We're going to go take right here. Very fanciful queen sack again. So we go like this. And now we go bishop to C5 check. Then we have all these different pieces that are involved. It's really some beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, king comes back. And now we do knight takes E5 checkmate. Game over. Whoosh. Another one up here. And what do you think is the move here? Knight to F7. Because actually, we want the king to come up there. And then we're still going to take on E6 anyway. Kapow. If they take here, then they're mated. Shwink, shwink. Right? All these pieces are covering all of these squares. After right here, they go like this. And then now, pawn to G4. So we're kind of loading up the artillery, and we're going to be able to go here with mate on the next turn. The next example is a bit longer. Here it goes. Queen takes H3, another queen sacrifice. Okay, we're going right here. Is it worth it? Here, check. He goes like this, king to F5. Then we're going to go knight to D7, kind of opening up F file for this rook. But is it worth a queen? That's the question. Rook to G5 says this is the only move. We're going to go like this, and then here. And now black's going to repeat a couple of moves. Why does black do that? Why does black repeat a couple of moves right here? Time increment. Hey, yep, exactly. So here, and then he goes like this, and then repeats moves. So exactly, you nailed it. All right, so here, check, this comes back. And then now we're gonna take, this grabs right here. Rook to F7, exclam. Bishop comes down this way to H4. And we're gonna do this here, check, this comes over. He's gotta go with this one here. So he's covering H6, and now we go grabs. And then here, knight to F6, and we're still down in material. Doing everything they can to slow us down, but we're gonna just push on through with this move. And then here, we bring this back, queen to B8, and then we block the check. We made a counterattack, and we're threatening mate. Game over.